Commanders fans, that's one of the worst ways to lose a football game. If I've ever seen, that's one of the worst ways to lose a game. Heineke, that interception was really bad. That was awful. It just was. And Heineke, he's a magical guy. He gets very fortunate. I'm not even gonna call it lucky. He gets very fortunate. Like the touchdown pass to Curtis Samuel where the ref was in the way. The ref was in the way. We did get fortunate with that. I'm not gonna say we got lucky, but we got fortunate with that. The pass last week, I think it was a yellow ball, but I liked it to over Stephon Gilmore to Terry McLaurin. He got very fortunate against the Packers, and then the luck and the fortunate ran out. Not every week you're just going to get fortunate in the last minute of the game. Ron Rivera, the challenge on the 3rd and 1 where Heineke did the beautiful spin move, and that was just an unnecessary, terrible challenge. I like the confidence that you have in your guy, but it's 1 yard. Like, understand football. This is why I say my keys to victory. Every preview I say, clock management, challenges, the clock management before halftime, the clock management at end of games. When you call a timeout, I have to say it every week with Ron Rivera because he does not understand situational football. The game has seriously passed him by. I don't care who the owner is, whether it's Dan Snyder or whoever. Jay Glazer said is that he came up with some news before the game saying that the team legitimately is going to be sold or something. I'm probably butchering the news or misinterpreting or missaying the news. So I'm not even going to get into it too much. But my point is, to be honest, I thought we could win. Ron Rivera said in the press conference, to be honest, I thought we could win. This is what Nikki Javala tweeted. Yeah, they could have won. Of course they could have won. But whoever the owner is or whoever's in management, Ron Rivera should not be the coach next year. He should not be the coach. The game was really passing by. Scott Turner should not be the offensive coordinator. 4th and 1, you throw a bootleg pass to Terry McLaurin where we're running the ball effectively. Like, we're moving the ball, we're moving the ball with Gibson and Robinson. I thought they didn't have any wow plays or any home run plays, but they were running the football effectively and meaningfully. They were running the football with abandon and putting their heads down and getting yardage. So they should have ran the football. The challenge was just terrible. It was awful. So it led us to basically having no timeouts at the end of the game. And then he doesn't realize, like, hey, you might as well just let them score because now Dalvin Cook is just dancing in the backfield with, 30 seconds to go. Kirk Cousins snaps the ball to Dalvin Cook. He's just dancing in the backfield, getting negative yardage because Kevin O'Connell, who should have been the offensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders or Washington football team or whoever, understands clock management and situational football just to let the clock run. Why would you score a touchdown and give us the ball back with 1 minute and 47 seconds left to go in the game? When Kevin O'Connell understands that, hey, let's just dance in the backfield and fall down and get sacked or lose yardage, but we're going to run the clock, tick, 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 let the clock run, and then we're just going to kick the field goal. The Commanders are going to get the football back with 15 seconds left, so they can't do anything, and then Gibson runs the ball. He doesn't get out of bounds. The game's not on him. It's not his fault, but it's just the stuff that Ron Rivera doesn't understand. It's not just him, but it's Scott Turner, whoever is in charge of their clock management. They just don't understand situational football, and it's frustrating as a fan. It's frustrating as anybody watching this week after week after. Even in wins, there's always some big mistake by Ron Rivera, or some terrible timeout, some terrible challenge. Even when we win games, it's laughable. It's painful. It's just frustrating watching Ron Rivera coach a football team. It's painful watching Scott Turner coach a football team. It really is. The 3rd and 1, the 4th and 1. There was another play, the 3rd and 9 draw call. Oh my gosh, that was almost as bad as the Joe Judge quarterback sneak. It was almost as bad as that. On 3rd and 9, you just quarterback sneak or run a draw. And he thought he was doing something. He thought it was, I'm gonna catch these guys off guard. No, you're not gonna catch Zadarius Smith and Danielle Hunter and all those guys off guard running a quarterback sneak. Or a quarterback draw on 3rd and 9. That was one of the worst play calls I've ever seen. Even on one of our good drives, he threw a trick. He called a trick play. It was like a flea flicker, a reverse flea flicker. And even Heineke was like, "What are we doing? Like, what the heck are you calling, Scott? Like, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous." Scott Turner, he's just not he's not an offensive coordinator, man. He's just not. And I know Norv is his dad, but he has no business being a coach in the NFL. He just doesn't. They're just not it. Just because your dad coached doesn't mean you should be a coach. As simple as that. As simple as that for Scott Turner. The defense played their butts off today, man. They did enough. They did enough. They really did, man. They got some big Cam Crow. Even though he got beat by Dalvin Cook, that was a hell of a play by Dalvin Cook. on Cam Curl, that touchdown. That was a hell of a catch. Justin Jefferson. I'm mad at Jack for that first drive. Like, dog, from the jump, you have to double Justin Jefferson. You have to make Adam Thielen beat you. You have to make KJ Osborne beat you, TJ Hawkinson. And as long as it's not Justin Jefferson, because when he beats you, it's demoralizing plays. It's a 30-yard catch here. It's a 15-yard catch here. It's a big catch. He's going to start dancing and hitting the gritty. So I think they shut his water off in the second half. I commend Jack for that. Deron Payne was striking Kirk Cousins. He hurt Kirk Cousins on that one play. John Allen was getting back there. Montez Sweat was playing disciplined football. He was getting his hands up, batting passes down. He didn't get a sack, but he was effective. He made his presence known. It was making his presence felt. And that's what I want to see from Montez Sweat. So the defense, they did enough. Bobby McCain made some big plays. Cam Curl, Jamin Davis had a sack. He made some big plays throughout the game. So the defense, man, the Vikings were 7 for 16 on third downs, which is not great. So the defense was okay on third downs, 7 for 16. Offense was abysmal on third downs, 3 for 10 on third downs. 0 for 1 on fourth down. Just that terrible fourth down play call by Scott Turner. Heineke, yeah, he is what he is. He's a really good backup. That's what he is. Not a franchise guy. He can put you in a situation to win games. He's going to make some pass. He just has the best connection with Terry McLaurin right now out of all the quarterbacks between him and Carson. But he just will have that back-breaking play where he did it last week against the Colts, the back-breaking interception, and he was able to make up for it. But every week you're just not going to be able to pull the rabbit out of a hat and pull the Houdini act and win games in the last second of the game. It's just not always going to happen that way. So the Ridgeway, I didn't even mention Ridgeway yet. I almost forgot about John Ridgeway. How could I almost forget about John Ridgeway? Now, he's a rookie, no excuses, but the play, you just can't touch the center. You can't do it. And it reminds me of how Heineke got lucky against the Giants where the guy jumped off sides and Dustin Hopkins missed the kick and then he made the kick. So it's kind of like football karma. The football guys a little, I bet maybe reaching or stretching, but it just kind of reminds me of that where, hey, maybe we could have got the football back. Hey, maybe we do go down and score a field goal. Maybe we do get at least a 50-yard field goal and we go to overtime. Who knows? So it's tough that Heineke didn't even get a chance to even redeem himself. So that is unfortunate right there. Penalties. We only had 3 penalties. The Ben St. Juice penalty, yes, he did hold, but Justin Jefferson was fighting him too on the pick 6. And I know the crowd, we were yelling, you like that? I wasn't there, but they were yelling, you like that? You like that on Kirk when Dax Milne got the touchdown. The defense was balling, man. The offense had some good plays at moments. So, man, it's just a frustrating loss. It really is. We play the Eagles next week, so say what you want to say about the Eagles, man. They're just a good roster. They are. They're just a better team than us. You know, we got to be honest and be real with ourselves here. They're just a better team. I'll look at my notes real quick, and then we'll look at the stats here before I wrap up. But, yeah, there was a lot of batted passes from Heineke. Like, he's, 6 feet tall, 6'1". A lot of passes were batted down. Deron Payne had a sack and a 3-and-out in the first quarter. Rashad Wildgoose, I thought that was a ridiculous penalty called on him. It was a ridiculous penalty called on him, and in special teams, where we were running it back on a punt return, they called a penalty. They called a holding on him. That was a ridiculous call. I thought they hit Trust Way. They didn't call that in the first quarter. Percy Butler, he whiffed on a punt to fill the punt. He should have batted it back, but he missed out on that. And they got the ball at the 20, of course, because it was a touchback. Jamin Davis had a good blitz and a good sack. Cam Curl had a big run stop. He had a big run stop as well on one play. Logan Thomas was wide open. Taylor Heineke missed him on that sideline going that way, and Heineke was throwing the ball this way. He just overthrew him, overshot him. He hit himself in the head. He was mad at that. Adam Thielen had a wide open catch at the end of before halftime, and then Kirk Cousins threw an interception where Ben St. Juice knocked the ball down, and he deflected it, and Danny Johnson got the interception. So that was a good play by Ben St. Juice and a good heads-up play by Danny Johnson to catch the football. Antonio Gibson had a really nice kick return to start the first half. Got us to the 40-yard line. That set up the Curtis Samuel touchdown where the referee got in the way. Defense had a great stop. Bobby McCain had a great deflection on one play. John Bates had a tight end screen. I like that play call to John Bates. I like the play call to Armani Rogers, the reverse play. Armani Rogers is fast, man. He needs more opportunities. Logan Thomas, I don't know if it's just a knee injury, but he just hasn't been effective this year. He just hasn't. I don't know if it's all his fault or what, but he just hasn't been that guy. The fourth one, we called a timeout and still had one of the worst play calls on earth by Scott Turner. So Scott Turner with that timeout, the challenge by Ron was awful, and then we called a timeout just to not even get it on 4th and 1. That's just how bad this coaching staff is. Derek Forrest had a nice pass breakup on Justin Jefferson. The commentator said he dropped it. I didn't really see it much, but that was a good play by Derek Forrest. I think that was on a 2nd and 10 or something like that. Zadarius Smith had a face mask. They did call that. The trick play by Scott Turner was awful. I talked about that. Touchdown pass to Dax Milne. Talked about that. Ben St. Juice had a sack as well. That was a good play by Jack Del Rio. Play call. Illegal contact on 3rd down on Shannon Sullivan. We got fortunate with that play call, with that penalty, and then Heineke threw the terrible interception. The defense was doing a good job. Like when the Vikings, I don't think the Vikings had like a full touchdown drive except for that first drive to Justin Jefferson. Other than that, they just got better field position because interceptions are just turnovers, and then they score touchdowns and they capitalize off of field position. But they didn't get the ball from their 20 and just walk down the field and score other than that first drive. Ben St. Juice had a good stop on 3rd down, on 3rd and goal, where he had the pass breakup, and then John Ridgway with the illegal contact. So it was just terrible. It really was. It's just frustrating. But Terry McLaurin, I thought he should have got more opportunities. 5 catches for 56 yards. Curtis Samuel, 3 catches for 65 yards. Taylor Heineke, 15 for 28, 149 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Got sacked 3 times. Cornelius Lucas had a rough day. Lano had a tough day. Zadarius Smith is just a dog. Daniil Hunter's a dog. They got some legitimate pass rushers for the Vikings. They do. Gibson had he had 1 good run, 1 or 2. Robinson, 44 yards rushing. Heineke had 1 or 2 good runs. Curtis Samuel had a nice run up the middle too for 16 yards. Excuse me. Oh man, this loss hurts. It hurts because of course we would have been over 500, and the NFC East, man. Like NFC East is good, man. It's good. The whole division is really good. I would say they've won a lot of games this year, and it would have definitely helped us out in that wild card race. But we play the Eagles next. Just looking at the schedule, I won't even play the schedule game, but I got us losing to the Eagles next week anyway. Regardless of what happens, I got us losing. And then I think we play the Texans. So I mean, we could get back to 500. Like we really could. We could get back to 500 after that, and then we'll see if Carson comes back. Like. You gotta look at that too. If Heineke makes these silly decisions over and over again, you gotta look at that. I would keep Heineke in because I just behind this offensive line, Carson's just a sitting duck. So it's a tough decision though. So, but yeah, you guys let me know what you guys think, man. Tough way to lose. Ron Rivera, he's just not that guy. He's not that guy. Too old, too slow-minded, too old school. It is what it is. Scott Turner, he's not an NFL coach. He should be coaching a Bishop Sycamore or something like that. He's not an NFL coach. He's just not. All right, you guys. Hail to Commanders. Peace.